Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. It's Friday, and you know what that means. It's time for another SmackDown Event Center Wrestling Report. And now, here is the man that will bring you the Wrestling Report, the host of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977, Eric M. Lima. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 1865 of the show. How's it going, everybody? It is Saturday afternoon, December 7, 2024, 1:52 p.m. Sorry it took so long, man. I had to just kind of settle down. The first full week of December is over, as you know, and I forgot to report last night on SmackDown and AEW Rampage. So we're going to continue with SmackDown, the Survivor Series Fallout Part 2. Now, there is some news going around. Because of Raw going to Netflix, there'll be a lot of changes in the three brands between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. There'll be a transferring thing where it's not going to be just the draft. You're going to see a lot of superstars changing brands. And you're talking about... So we might see a lot of wrestlers from NXT coming up in the upcoming weeks, leading up to the Raw, to the Netflix Raw premiere of January 6th, and I have to say this is going to be very interesting. Situations are going to happen, and it gets more interesting. From the fallout of Survivor Series, we saw what happened on Raw. Big to do, you know. The tag team division in both brands, and possibly in NXT, is going to change. The landscape of the tag team division is going to be very interesting, to say the least. And I will explain why that is when we come to it. As you know, remaining members of the Rogue Bloodline, that because Bronson Reed will be out with a broken foot, and Tonga Loa will be out with a hurt bicep. So Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and Solo Sikoa did a little bit of roughhousing in the back in Minneapolis, and they attacked Apollo Crews, and it seems like Apollo Crews did not appreciate that happening to him. Excuse me, I got a little bit of a cold, but that's okay. It's like I say, when you work outside in the cold, and a lot of things are happening. You know, you bounce in. It's just crazy. Cody Rhodes did address the Minneapolis crowd. He addressed Kevin Owens, but as he was about to address Kevin Owens, Chad Gable and the rest of American Made, the Creed Brothers, and Ivy now interrupt him. Starts getting into Cody Rhodes' face, starts insulting him, and all that good stuff. And then Cody Rhodes goes, "How about this, you and me in a match tonight?" So, and you know, Chad Gable's from Minnesota, so that was just because American Made was on Raw, so this could be a huge opportunity for American Made. And then Bianca Belair attacking Naomi as Naomi was getting ready for the Women's United States first round matchup, and then after getting talked to Naomi, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven did attack Bianca Belair as they interrupted her. And then Chelsea Green kicks on the ribs. She said the match will be made. So, the women's title first round, Tiffany Stratton, Elektra Lopez, and Naomi. And Tiffany Stratton ended up winning that matchup. You know, it's like it's interesting. So, it will be Michin versus Tiffany Stratton. While Bayley will go up against Chelsea Green. Now, here's the interesting thing, and I tweeted about this on X.com. If Chelsea Green wins the tournament, her and Matt Cardona will be the first husband and wife duo to be United States champion in WWE history. As you know, Matt Cardona, under the name of Zack Ryder, has won the United States title before in the WWE. So there's that to consider. But while Chelsea Green goes to Raw, it contends for the Women's Intercontinental title. So, Chelsea, with the Women's Intercontinental title and the United States title, Chelsea Green has a rare opportunity on both sides of the coin. but we shall see what happens as time goes on. And Jesse Ventura is in attendance in Minneapolis, and I think one of the people attending with him was his son. Almost looks exactly like him. But Jesse Ventura will be a guest announcer on the Saturday's main event. That's next week, where our 4 title matches already. We get the Women's United States title final, and then you got Women's World title. Liv Morgan defends against Io Sky. You got Cody Rhodes against Kevin Owens for the undisputed WWE Championship World Heavyweight title. Gunther versus Finn Balor. And then, and Candice LeRae did get involved during that women's title matchup, costing Naomi. So, and that gives Tiffany Stratton the victory. But the Street Profits were mysteriously attacked in the back as B-Fab was trying to check up on them, find out what's going on. And then Motor City Machine Guns asked Nick Aldis what's going on. Nick Aldis says, and then Johnny Gargano comes up, hey, listen, you want a title match? Me and Tommaso can fill in. As you know, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa kind of like are on the outs, and Nick Aldis says, are you sure about this? I said, yeah, and mostly Machine Guns say, we're fighting champions, and we okay, fine, you get your title shot. And and so they'll be filling in for the Street Profits. Who attacked them? I don't know, but we'll find out. Bianca Belair and Piper Niven went one-on-one, and despite Bianca Belair's hurt ribs, she ended up getting Piper Niven in that KOD move, and Chelsea Green got involved during the matchup as well. But then Naomi talks to Bianca Belair after the matchup in the back, and Byron Saxton interviews them and says, hey, we're still going to find out who attacked. But as they were talking, as they were walking, Nick Aldis was seen in the back talking to Dominic Mysterio. Remember, transfer superstars. We'll be finding out what the heck is going on. Now, Shinsuke Nakamura came out to be in action, but then it was interrupted by LA Knight. LA Knight wants a rematch. And then Andrade interrupts him, says, hey, I want my shot. And then LA Knight goes, you know what, with all due respect, once I get the title back, you get your first shot. But then, and then the Bloodline came out, attacking Knight and Andrade. Solo Sikoa joins an attack, but Shinsuke was about to spit his mist at them, but then he decided to retreat. And then then Solo Sikoa addresses the locker room and the crowd, and it tells us so. He goes, this is not over by a long shot. So Solo Sikoa is not very happy with the fact that his team lost at War Games. Tommaso Ciampa talked to Gargano. He said, you guys a title shot, yeah, but you still have a decision to make whether or not you're with me or you're against me. And that got Gargano to think. Then Kevin Owens addresses Michael Cole, and then Kevin Owens says, you want to interview me? Come out in my car. I'll get you the interview. But then the WWE Tag Team titles happened. The Motor City Machine Guns defending it against DIY. Tommaso and Ciampa and Johnny Gargano were arguing, and then Tommaso Ciampa basically almost walked out. He yells at the commentators he's useless and everything else. And then, as he was arguing with the referee, distracting him, Johnny Gargano low-blowed. And then Alex Shelley, who was a long-time friend, going, what's up with that? And then he got super kicked by Johnny Gargano. And then Tommaso Ciampa was smirking and was going like this, and then Johnny Gargano looked at his hand, he starts laughing, because, hey, we had all this planned, let's finish it off. And they ended up walking out the tag team champions, which that means I'm going to venture a guess that DIY is really responsible for the attack on the Street Profits. Johnny Gargano, but I'll tell you one thing, I have to admit, Johnny Gargano can be a good heel, because he's pretty funny as a heel. Remember the days in NXT when he was North American champion? There's some really funny moments. I remember when Leon Ruff beat him for the title. That was even hilarious. And he was feuding with Damian Priest and all. So, like I said, Johnny Gargano can make a pretty good heel. I want to see what this heel version of DIY was going to go. DIY was going to go. And, and then the DIY ended up celebrating in the locker room with Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae was very happy. I wouldn't be surprised if Candice LeRae stays with them and she's a heel. This is like I said, DIY. DIY's heel turn can bring in a lot of tag teams. And with this transfer thing going on between all three brands, we shall see what happens. It'll be a very interesting situation. Because NXT is going to have a lot of new faces coming in pretty soon. With the WWE ID prospects and all, this ought to be fun. And believe me, DIY's got bullseyes on that back. Not only Morrison City Machine Guns will probably want a rematch, but I think DIY attacked the Street Profits. And believe me, it was all a plan by DIY. If I were R-Truth, stay away from DIY. And then Michael Cole interviewed KO in his car outside the arena. And then KO, Kevin Owens berated Cody Rhodes. He said, you know what? Get out of my car. That's it. Yeah, go back and sign Michael Cole. So, Gunther was talking to all this, shook hands. Carmelo Hayes confronts him and says, he goes, well, next week I got a matchup, especially for you. And this new superstar. I'd be laughing my butt off if it's Trick Williams. I'll be like, or I'll probably rub my hands and go, ooh, this ought to be good. Well, the main event, in non-title match, Cody Rhodes against Chad Gable. Excuse me. And then Gable was in trouble, and the Creeds pulled Gable out of the ring. Ivy Nile gets involved in the matchup as well, distracting the referee. And Jessica Carr, the referee, she's had enough. He said, all three of you ejected. Rhodes ends up winning the matchup, but then KO attacks Cody Rhodes after the match. Both men brawl. You had Nick Aldis, all the officials, referees trying to separate these two. And we will see what happens. So, hey, Christmas season, Christmas chaos, like Mick Foley's book. Who knows what happens? So that's all the time we have on the show. Next up, I'll talk about what happened on AEW Rampage. So I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day. Mr. Announcer, take us home. Until the next episode comes rolling around. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.